So in the studio now, we've got Alexandra Frost. So welcome, Alex.
Thank you very much, James.
And I was almost going to say welcome back to 3D Radio because chatting in the lead up to this interview, I knew that you began singing at open mic nights, but I didn't realise that the very first open mic night was the Hillbilly Hoot, which of course is on in about an hour and a quarter.
That's correct. I came here for many years in the old Hillbilly Hoot, not this location, obviously. Yes, it gave me my first experience of singing anything contemporary at that time, because prior to that I'd been doing classical choral music, so it was a big shift for me.
Excellent. And how were those first initial times? I recall you saying that you were singing backing vocals. What was it like taking that shift from, as you say, choral music to a hoedown at the Hillbilly Hoot?
Yeah, it was very different. It was very casual, and I was used to very formal choral experiences, both in big choirs and in chamber choirs. And I wasn't only doing backing vocals, I did some lead there as well on the Hillbilly Hoot, and in another band with Terry Bradford as well with the Texettes. So that was, an experience that I think was shaped also from my background in harmony. So doing backing vocals was fairly easy for me, I discovered, because I had a good ear for harmony. Shifting to lead was the harder thing for me, actually.
Definitely, and that leads into your show, Hear My Voice, which is coming back for its second season after receiving rave reviews, 5-star reviews last year as well. And so the show is all about finding your voice and the experiences from being a choral singer to becoming a jazz singer, but also coming to terms with the nature of your voice and being front of stage and presenting your story and your songs, the songs that you love in your voice. So can you tell us a little bit about the message of Hear My Voice?
Yeah, I think the message is relevant for all of us. It's really a show about having something about yourself that makes you stand out, that's a bit unique. And I think all of us have something that we sometimes wish was different when we don't sit inside the norm. And for me, my voice was one of those things. It was unusually deep for a female and was noted as such when I was 17, auditioning for a solo in the Adelaide University Choral Society, where I really discovered how different it was. And from that point on, there was a process of, first of all, struggling with that reality, wishing I could sing higher and not sounding like the pop singers that had high voices or the classical sopranos. And then over time, coming to realise that was actually a gift or even a superpower, something that had strength and could influence and impact in a way that others really appreciated and really wished they had.
Definitely, and they're very classical. In the classical singing world, they can be very quick to pigeonhole singers and go, "This is your fuck,"
yes.
Or "I didn't swear." It's a German word for voice categories, and So I went through a similar experience where I tried to sing tenor for a long time, whereas I'm probably more suited to baritone or, if not baritone, dramatic tenor. But certainly when I was growing up, Pavarotti and plus there were the three tenors, etc., and they were very much the leading voices that you heard in that realm. And so I can definitely relate to trying to squeeze my voice into uncomfortable places, I suppose, as well. And so you brought this very raw story to the stage and then were received so warmly by the audience and also by reviewers. How have you reflected on that experience in the year since debuting the show at the Adelaide Fringe?
I think it had more of an impact than I realised on people, the actual story behind it. And that was interesting to hear people's observations and reflections, things like it was very inspiring, it was relatable, it was something that all women could relate to. So it really interested me that people also enjoyed the exploration musically from an element that I almost took out of the show, which was me singing a medieval carol and the male parts, compared to the jazz and the blues and that sort of genre that I've been doing, more recently in my performance career. So it was just interesting to see that the variety of what was presented and the story together really resonated with lots of people in different ways. And the idea that the voice is something that is as unique as our fingerprint, something that is different and distinct from everyone else's voice, and that it can be something that we can learn to embrace and find ways of using in different ways. And I think, that was a very important message for people and something that I was pleased to see had such an impact.
Fantastic. And I suppose while our voices are unique and like a fingerprint, our musical tastes can be quite unique and idiosyncratic as well. And that's the wonder of cabaret, is you don't have to sing a strict classical repertoire of a song cycle or whatever. You can pick and choose from whatever genres that you like as well. And so, as you say, you've got that classical in there, as well as the jazz that you love, and we'll talk a little bit about that and one of your favourite singers in a little bit. But people might have seen you performing, particularly in Prospect, alongside Ed Heddle. So can you tell us a little bit about your performing with Ed in afternoons in Prospect?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so we were performing in Prospect quite regularly for about 4 years, I think. And Ed Heddle is my regular accompanist and is a fabulous jazz pianist, currently finishing off his PhD, in the process of doing some recordings which apparently are incredibly complex, which doesn't surprise me knowing Ed's ability. But I think over time, those performances really shaped a real desire to have a more intimate experience of performance than I'd had in the past. And Ed's playing, I think, really pushed me musically because he was incredibly skilled, and that, I think, helped me develop my jazz knowledge and just exposed me to different things that I hadn't been exposed to before. And he always, puts me on my toes, really, because I never know what he's going to do next. At times, every time we do the song, there's something slightly different that he adds in there, whether it's a completely different rhythmic shift or just a slightly different feel, which always makes it interesting and fresh.
And it shows that he's got a lot of faith in you to adapt to that as well. I know Ed, and he's such a nice guy, so I wouldn't say that he's doing it to throw you off.
Oh, not at all.
So, it's a lot of faith to have that interplay between singer and accompanist, and it is a very intimate relationship in that sense as well, of working hand in hand there. And so the show last year, it was at Nexus Arts, but this year you're bringing it to Plant 4 Bowden's Mezzanine, and so that's a new cabaret and music fringe hub for 2024. So are you excited about bringing the show to a new place, and particularly Plant 4 Bowden has such a community in Bowden as well, and community atmosphere? So how are you feeling about bringing it to that venue? Yeah,
really excited to be part of a group of artists that are really amazing artists that are coming together. There's cabaret, there's comedy, there's music, and some of the friends that have also been cabaret peers that have come along the same journey with me in terms of the development of their shows, with the fabulous Michael Griffiths and Amelia Ryan, who were mentors for us. So Plant for Bowden, is a wonderful place. It's a real community hub, and it was Michelle Pearson's fantastic idea to actually propose to Plant 4 that this could be a fringe hub. So it's going to be fabulous to see the acts on several Sundays and one Saturday, I think it is from memory. And a real variety of acts. I think there's something to please everyone in that showcase.
Fantastic. And so people can go to the Fringe website and buy their tickets. It's the new year now, so people can start thinking about the Fringe and start mapping out their calendars and working out what they're going to see in that very jam-packed month. And so Alexandra Frost and Hear My Voice is in the Fringe Guide, and you've also got your website at www.alexandrafrost.com as well, where people can find out more about what you're doing as well. Before we finish up our chat, though, I know, and I saw your show last year, and you speak about Nina Simone and what Nina Simone means to you as and the discovery of her music. And so can you tell us a little bit about Nina Simone, and also the track I Wish I Knew How to Feel to Be Free, which is how it would feel to be free. I apologise. That track, what does it mean to you, and what does Nina Simone mean to you as a singer?
I think Nina had her own style that was really unique, and for me as a singer, her phrasing and her ability to interpret a song and what she brings lyrically in terms of the messages that she did have always moved me. I always admire singers that hit me emotionally rather than any other way. But technically also she just had her own way of doing things that is very hard to actually emulate at all. In the context of this show and in cabaret, I guess what's always interesting is taking songs that you've sung many times before, and I've sung this song as a favourite with Ed many times and many gigs. But in this particular show, it took on a different meaning for me because it was around the sense of freedom of being able to just let go and sing. So even though the song has another meaning, I'm sure that Nina was presenting and is an important message in this context, and that's the beauty of cabaret. I chose songs based on the narrative, and for me this was all about letting go of the shackles when you just sing and just allow yourself to be completely free and let the voice to be free. And so that's what it means to me.
Fantastic. Well, now that we know that meaning, let's have a listen to it ourselves. So here's Nina Simone. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.